Just give me 2 minutes to tell you that this video is too important, so don't skip it. Too. Confused? Hi there, welcome back to EngVarta. This is Vani and today I have some very interesting words for you. Words that we use on a daily basis, but at times we mess up with them because these words, they sound similar but they have different meanings. So do you want to know these words? Let's start today's video. Now let's start with our first pair of words, affect versus effect. Now a lot of people, they're confused with these words. Let me tell you. Affect means to influence something. For example, coffee affects my mood. Coffee influences my mood. Effect, on the other hand, is the result of an action. For example, the effect of the new policy was good. So affect means to influence and effect means the result of an action. Okay? Moving on to our second pair of words, compliment versus compliment. Now, compliment with an I means to praise or admire someone or something. For example, Ram complimented Sham on his new haircut. And compliment with an E means to complete or enhance something. For example, pasta and oregano, burger and fries, and pizza and cheese complement each other. Simple? Moving on to our third pair of words, principal versus principal. Now, principal with an A means the head of a school. For example, the principal addressed his students. Principle with an E means a fundamental truth or belief. For example, Ram is a man of principles. Moving on to our fourth pair of words, stationary versus stationary. Now, stationary with an A means something which is not moving, something which is still. For example, the car remained stationary at the red light. And stationary with an E means something which is used to write, writing material like pen, paper, pencil. For example, I bought new stationery for my school. Simple? Moving on to our next pair of words, lose versus lose. Now, lose with a single O means to misplace something or to fail to win something. For example, I do not want to lose my new car keys, or I do not want to lose this championship. On the other hand, lose with a double O means not tight enough. For example, that shirt is too loose. Moving on to our next pair of words, accept versus accept. Now, accept means to receive or to agree to something. For example, she accepted the new job offer. On the other hand, accept means excluding. For example, everyone was invited to the party except John. Moving on to our seventh pair of words, further versus farther. Now, further is a metaphorical distance. For example, she wants to discuss the matter further. And farther, on the other hand, is physical distance. For example, he ran farther as compared to everyone else. So, further is metaphorical distance and farther is physical distance. Moving on to our next pair of words, explicit versus implicit. Now, explicit means when something is clearly stated. For example, the instructions were explicit. On the other hand, implicit means when something is not plainly expressed. For example, her smile was an implicit sign of approval. Simple? Moving on to our next word, desert versus desert. Now, desert with one S means a dry, sandy place. For example, the Sahara is a huge desert. Now, desert with two S's means a sweet treat. For example, cheesecake is my favorite dessert. Moving on to our 10th pair of words, complacent versus complacent. Now, complacent means willing to please. For example, Rohan was complacent and eager to help his boss. On the other hand, complacent means self-satisfied. For example, Rita felt complacent after winning the award. Moving on to our next pair of words, eminent versus imminent. Now, eminent means famous. For example, she is an eminent scientist. On the other hand, imminent means something which is about to happen. For example, the storm is imminent. The storm is about to happen. Simple? Moving on to our next word, allusion versus illusion. Now, allusion means in reference to something. For example, the book had several allusions to Shakespeare. On the other hand, illusion means false ideas. For example, the magician created an illusion with his tricks. Simple? Moving on to our next pair of words, ensure versus insure. Ensure means to make certain. For example, please ensure that you have the movie tickets. On the other hand, insure means to provide insurance. For example, please insure your car. Moving on to your next pair of words, adapt versus adopt. Now, adapt means to adjust to a new condition. For example, animals adapt to their environment. Adopt means to take up. For example, they decided to adopt a child. Simple? Moving on to our last pair of words, pair number 15, precede versus proceed. Now, precede means to come before something. For example, a welcome speech will precede the main event. On the other hand, proceed means to go to the next step. For example, please proceed to the next step. So these are 15 pairs of confusing words that generally people use incorrectly. But now that you know them, make sure that you do not mess up with them next time. Okay? Well, this is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, then give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe the channel for more such content. I will see you very soon in my next video. Till then, bye, take care and happy learning.